And for us to break through the junction on Pluto, this requires us to collect at least one Exilus mod from any Orokin principal challenge room on Lua. We'll do this challenge at the end of this video just because that way it keeps the series going well. And for the video, we are in fact going to do all of the challenges. I'm going to show you how to do all of them solo, which should be useful to anybody that needs that. Please, people, because I know somebody's going to watch this and say something like, I don't know, you should have adaption on your Warframe. Be aware that you can't get that before this junction because you have to have every node done, which obviously is not done before that junction. So you're not going to see like the highest level build here. I do have everything on, but most of this stuff here is pretty irrelevant to what we're using the Warframe for. We are going to be using Titania. Titania basically fits, or should I say fixes and makes 2 or 3 of the puzzles hyper simple. In addition, you should also have the ability to get your operator out of the Warframe during missions. That's going to make things a little bit easier too. On the gear wheel, the next important thing to see is we need to have energy restores on, and we need to have some specters on. We're going to be using these to stand on some pads for us as we go through some of the missions. We're going to need these to stand on some pads for us as we go through some of the puzzles during the mission. Okay, so we've got gear sorted, weapons and everything else. That's dealer's choice. You guys do whatever you want to do. In fact, if you've got Titania, the pistols should be enough to get you through the mission anyway. Now then, when it comes to getting these done, the mission that I recommend most is going to be Plato. This is an extermination mission, and it should lead you around most of the map, and then you can just extract at the end. And then basically you have a random chance of getting 0 to 3 puzzles per run. Some of them are rarer than others depending on which node you use, but because this one's nice and simple, you get 0 to 3 puzzles a run. I just keep repeating this one so that we can just get it all in one mission. You get kind of used to it as you go through, and if you need any parts from the caches and stuff like this, you can get that on your way through as well. Starting with the agility puzzle then, you'll see this one as it has like an organ playing. There are a bunch of cylinders with little circles on the top. What you need to do to start this one is stand on the box, and over the other side of the kind of like organ exhausts, you'll see that there is a pressure plate that we can shoot. Go ahead and shoot that. That's going to start the puzzle. Now note that if you touch the ground at any point during this, the puzzle will reset. Note that this only counts as the bottom ground. There is actually a platform above us that you can go and stand on. That will not reset the puzzle, but it's not too useful to you on the way up. Now, something that we have that's obviously mega useful as Titania is we can use our 4th ability to fly. So we can go ahead, get into the first cylinder that you should see opens up right in front of you. Let that fire you up, and then enter into your flying mode. Fly on back down. I think the first one is like to the left. You'll find that there are more discs to shoot, and that will change which of the cylinders are open. You will need to fly back into those cylinders after you've shot each of the plates, and then that will fire you back up to the top. Now, if you're running low on energy, you can just drop an energy pad up on the upper platform, replenish the energy, and then come on back down. Obviously, I had a lot of continuation on for this one, a lot of duration to make it a bit easier for me personally. And then you just need to come back down, keep doing the same thing, and shoot all of the panels down here. The final one that's kind of in the lower area will be like a double set that is above one of the doors. Once you've done that, you'll come up to the upper area, and it's just the same thing again until eventually you're going to come to a point where there is an open cylinder and no panel for you to shoot. That means that the next place for you to go is actually going to be through the gap in the roof. So keep an eye out for that. Once you get up there, all you need to do is go through the puzzle, and you'll be able to collect the agility drift mod. The next puzzle we're going to deal with is the Coaction drift puzzle. This one is intended to be co-op, and this is the one that we need to bring the specters for. And you're also probably going to need to be able to get your operator out as well, otherwise you're going to have some real problems. Either way, you can spot this one as it's a fairly big room that's in like a cross shape. In addition to that, you will see that there's a panel that you stand on, and that makes other panels begin to appear in the room that you can now stand on. What you want to do is wait until the platform ahead of you is completely clear, so that you are able to stand on it. Once that's done, you're going to need to get your operator out of the Warframe and then zoom on over and get onto that platform. That should start the puzzle proper. What you'll find now is that on the 4 corners of the central square-like structure, this is actually where the mod is going to be, there are now little platforms on each corner that we need to go and stand on. This is going to open up like a little sewer type thing that's like below you. They're quite easy to spot. And what you're going to need to do is you're going to need to pull your Warframe up here and then exit the Warframe again so that you're then able to enter into the little kind of cave that it opens up for you. There are 2 platforms in here. You need to get the first one that's usually on the upper area. Each one has 2 entrances, so make sure you get the upper one and then you drop down the ledge. Each of them is structured very similarly, and get the second one. Once you've done this for all 4 of the different corners, you'll find that if you go underneath the central square structure, there will now be an entrance for you to get up to a little platform. In here, you're going to find 4 more little pressure pads that we need to stand on, and this is where we're going to use the specters. So you're going to want to go over to the little pressure pads, get a specter out, and make it stay in the place on there straight away. Note that if they move, you can just get another specter out. They are replaceable. You can only have 1 of each specter out at once. So if it does kind of like try wandering off or something like this, just replace it with a new specter. You're going to need at least 2 specters so that they can occupy 2 of the platforms or the pressure pads, and then you can stand on 1 with the Warframe and another one with the operator. Once you've got this set up and you have all 4 of the pressure pads occupied, you'll find that there is another entrance in the center that's going to open up. Make sure you stay still until it's completely stopped moving, as otherwise it'll try and shut itself off again. Go through the gap once it has finished moving, and you'll now be able to go through the portal and access the Coaction mod. For the Cunning puzzle, this one's very easy to spot, and most people should have already done something similar to this when they were acquiring the Warframe, one of the previous quests. Either way, you'll see that we have the 4 pillars with like exposed roots in the center of them. To activate this puzzle, there are 2 like reservoirs of water. You'll see them kind of just above. You need to shoot the little sprinklers along the bottom, and that'll fill a little channel with water and make it so that the eye turret thing starts wanting to fire at you. All you then need to do is make sure you can lift all of the platforms. They also have little pressure plates that we can shoot off just on the bottom to make platforms raise. Stand on the platform, get the eye turret to fire at you, trick it into shooting the root. Do this for all 4 of the different pillars, and that will solve the puzzle, allowing you to get the Cunning mod through the portal that will open up in the center of the puzzle. Okay then, moving on to the endurance test. This one is very easy to do, but can be a little bit annoying. This is where having the ability to be able to get your operator out and bringing the energy pads is going to be a huge blessing. Otherwise, you've got to go and level up a radiance resistance mod and some other stuff, or bring a ridiculously tough Warframe. Basically, you can see we're in the middle of this rather large looking square room, and at one end, you're going to see the little circular pad in the middle of a big ring. And what's going to happen is you're going to stand on that pad in the middle, and you're going to get shot at by a ton of lasers. All of your Warframe powers are going to get turned off. Any Warframe powers that are directly hit by it are also going to get disengaged. So if you come on here with Rhino skin, it's going to take the skin off. You will still get the armor of Rhino. So Rhino has like quite high armor value, so that could make it a bit tougher. We're going to completely ignore this. Basically, what you're going to want to do is get out in operator mode, stand on the platform in operating mode, and then just stay cloaked in the void. And then just watch your energy down in the bottom right corner. And once that starts getting low, go ahead, drop an energy pad. You'll have to stay here for about 2 minutes, but it's way easier than doing it any other way, and that will easily solve the puzzle. Now for the power drift. This one is notable for the pagoda-shaped kind of structure in the middle of the room, and the blue orbs you'll see along the wall. There'll be 4 of these. All we do is go over there and stand next to it. If you don't have much energy in your tank, go ahead and drop an energy pad. Basically, these are going to sap energy from your Warframe. During this period, there isn't very much for you to do, but get ready when you're on the 4th one. As soon as that fills up, you need to, as quickly as you can, get down these stairs that are in the center of the puzzle, as there is a time limit for you to get down there. So you need to rush your way down to the bottom through the portal so that you can collect the mod. Onto the speed drift mod puzzle then. This one is very easy to spot. As you can see, lots of beams all over the place. You can clear all these out. This will make your life a little bit easier later on, as we don't really need them to be there. When you're ready, go ahead and shoot the pressure plate thing on the wall that's just above you. And then, in my case, I went backwards and to the left, where you will actually begin the 2 little puzzles that you have to do. It's usually one on the left, one on the right. You'll start on the pressure plate, and then the door's going to open. You're going to have a time limit to get all the way through that puzzle, and then there'll be another pressure plate to shoot at the end. Usually that feeds straight into the second puzzle, and you do the same thing again. The 2 puzzles are different. Usually there's an ice one, and then like a thumper one that's designed to slow you down. Titania gets to ignore pretty much all of the obstacles in here, so just fly straight on through, rapid as you like. Shoot the platforms. Once you've done both sides, Go back to the room where all the lasers were, fly up into the roof, and you will see the portal for the speed drift mod. Worth noting, this one is probably the most valuable. It's also the rarest. I had a quick check on Warframe Marketplace, and it's currently selling for 20 platinum. So if you want to get a few of these, this one may be worth keeping hold of. We're finally there for the last puzzle. I'm sorry this has been such a long video. This is the stealth mod. So you'll recognize this room by the fact that it's split in two, although you may not notice that straight away. And there will be a glowing platform up a short set of stairs. The idea here is to reach the place that we need to get to, which you guys will see in the video. I may repeat it twice because the video itself is rather short because we do this fast. The idea is to reach into the next room without getting hit by any of the lasers. Before you start this puzzle, you want to make sure there are no enemies to trip the lasers, as they can spoil the puzzle for you. This is the most finicky one because sometimes you can fail it without even knowing why. But either way, you can do this one realistically without having to stealth at all. The idea, in my opinion, is trigger the puzzle. So go onto the platform. You then want to jump up and to the right. You can do it with pretty much any Warframe vault if you're fast enough. And then make your way to the door on the right-hand side. The left probably works too, but I've just always done it on the right-hand side. Pass through the door. Again, don't get hit by any of the lasers, so stay high so that you avoid all of the lasers in the next room, and then get onto the platform that you need to get to. This will open up the floor so you can get the final drift mod. Okay, that's closing out. Let's go ahead and get the Sedna Junction done. We're going to be facing off against Saren, and I think this is the last junction. We are almost home free on system opening missions, which is rather nice. So we're going to get in here, open this up. Fortress Saren, you are found wanting. Go ahead and sit down, and then now be happy that you have access to the Sedna planet.